Systema exercises to push-up. If it's something you've been wanting to know about, then you're in the right place. Let's check it out. Hey my friend, I just want to let you know before we get started talking about the Systema exercise push-up that I have a course that you can check out. It's called Foundational Movement Mastery. It's based on the human developmental cycle that you and I have both gone through as infants, as we, explored the ground around us and learned to get up off the ground and discover the greater world. But this is all ground-based. Very simple, helps to reestablish core strength, core stability, helps to relieve pain, makes you move more freely. At least that's what I believe. And I hope you're gonna believe the same thing. Anyway, I'll drop a link in the bottom. You can check it out. It's 27 bucks if you want it. And it has a 45-day move-free guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, let me know in that 45 days. I'll give you 100% of your money back. All right, now let's get on to the push-ups. All right, so let's talk about the Systema push-up. Similar to the punch, a lot of people have kind of built the Systema push-up up into a more grandiose thing than it really is. Look man, it's a push-up. But what you do with the push-up, that's what matters. Just like all martial arts. Is one better than the other? No, it's what you do with the stuff that you learn, which makes things effective. So what's the purpose of these exercises? It's gonna be the same for all of them. It's to build strength in your body, your mind, and your spirit. That's what we believe here, that's what I believe, that's what I teach. Now, of course, there are variables that help you to either progress or regress the movement based on your individual needs or how you feel that day. What do you want to work on? So I'm going to touch a little bit on some of these variables, and otherwise, it's a push-up is a push-up. Or it's a push-up until you learn what it really is, then it's so much more than a push-up, and then it goes back to being a push-up. I think Bruce Lee talked about something like that. So let's come over to the wall and talk about the first quick variation. All right, now that we're here at our friend the wall, we're gonna set up for a wall push-up, okay? It's not really a push-up if you're vertical, right? Because you're not fighting against gravity. But this helps us establish the shape of the push-up, shall we say. So here's what I want you to do. Raise your arms so they're parallel to the floor. Close your hands into a fist position, and then touch your fist to the wall. And if you can do this while your body is still upright, that means your feet are far enough away from the wall to get started with this position. So from here, I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna exhale, and I'm gonna imagine that I'm pulling the wall to my chest. And as I do it, you can see the elbows will start to will pull back, usually behind the body, especially when you're on the floor, and they're lowering towards the rib cage. Now in this case, it looks like my forehead's going to contact the wall before my chest, which is fine. I'm going to inhale again, and now as I exhale, I'm going to think about pushing the wall away from me this time. So when we were away from the wall, we pulled the wall to ourselves, and now that we're against the wall, we're going to press the wall away from ourselves. That's as simple as it has to be. So now, let's go ahead and transfer it down to the floor and check it out. Okay, so down here on the floor, we get to talk about a different variable, and that's the platform itself. And what I mean by that is what part of our body is going to be contacting the floor or the ground, and how many points of contact do you have? See, the less points of contact you have, the more challenging the move is going to be, right? If you have hands and feet on the floor, it's going to be easier than 2 hands and 1 foot, or 1 hand and 2 feet, or 1 hand and 1 foot. But that goes way beyond what we need to do. Here's how we're going to set up initially. Lay down on the floor, on our stomachs. We're going to bring our palms of our hands essentially to our rib cage, and then form a fist and put the flat part of the fist on the floor. Elbows are going to be facing the ceiling, shoulder blades are retracted. Not tense, you're not trying to overpower your shoulder blades into position, just squeeze them together lightly. And from there, you simply push the earth away from yourself. Okay, so here we are, flat on the floor, palms touching the rib cage. Now form them into fist, put the flat part of the fist on the floor, shoulder blades lightly pulling back, elbows facing the ceiling. Inhale, As we exhale, we're going to push the earth away. Inhale, exhale, and now pull the earth to you. But wait, you might be saying, that was a terrible looking push-up. Your body was sagging. You weren't flat and straight. I know, my friend. Listen, you can do them that way, and you can do them this way. Variety, they say, is the spice of life. Here's the thing. We're not trying to do, at this moment, the perfect gym class push-up. The thing I'm focusing on is the pressing the earth away and then pulling it towards us. But once you get comfortable with that, let's go ahead and bring the whole body up at the same time. Ready? So we're in our good push-up position. We're going to inhale. This time as we exhale, we're going to push the earth away, but we're going to take our whole body at the same time. Inhale. Exhale and pull the earth to you. One more. Inhale. Exhale and push the earth away. Whole body moves. Inhale. Exhale and pull the earth to you. Now the way that I just did that particular movement and that particular breath is not the only way to do it. If you check out my video on the 7 keys of Systema breathing, I'll put a link up here. Key number 6 is called independence, which means you can breathe through any of the various breathing patterns and apply it to movement, right? You don't have to lock in one movement and one breathing pattern, okay? That would be totalitarianism or something. But we want breath and movement independence. So again, check out the video and you'll see what I mean on that. That's really it for the humble push-up. It's a simple yet complex yet simple movement that people say holds all of Systema within itself. But you could probably say that for all the core 4 movements. Anyway, start against the wall, take the shape that you are comfortable with on the wall, move it to the floor. Apply the variables, which are angle, depth, load, platform, and speed, and then just explore the movement on your own. And depending on which of those variables you use, depends on which outcome you're going to get. So you need to decide what outcome you want before you start your training. Makes sense? Okay. If not, just hit me up in the comments and I'll be happy to discuss more of it. But for now, I'll say we'll see you next time. And of course, you can check out one of these other videos and I'll see you then. Bye.